I tried eating like a normal person for 24 hours, and let me tell you, my gut declared all-out war. This is the story of that day, a day I will never, ever forget. It all started so innocently, with what I thought was the quintessential bro breakfast. You know the one? A giant breakfast burrito, practically overflowing with eggs, sausage and cheese, paired with a piping hot black coffee. On one side of my mind, this was the breakfast of champions, the fuel I needed to crush the day. But on the other side, the side ruled by GERD and lactose intolerance, it was a declaration of hostilities. Almost immediately, my stomach started to sound the alarm. It wasn't just a little rumble. It felt like a tiny, angry volcano was preparing to erupt right in my midsection. I could almost picture a little pain meter inside me, just skyrocketing into the red zone. The glorious burrito, once a symbol of a productive morning, had become a ticking time bomb. The coffee, meant to sharpen my senses, was now just fanning the flames of an acid reflux inferno. This wasn't just discomfort. This was a full-scale digestive rebellion, and the day had barely even begun. I sat at my desk, trying to focus on work, but all I could think about was the churning chaos within. Every gurgle was a taunt, a reminder of my poor life choices. Why did I do this to myself? Oh, right, for science, for the internet, and for a very, very painful video. Just when I thought the morning's burrito battle was subsiding, my office decided to throw a curveball, a surprise pizza party for lunch. Now, who says no to free pizza? It's the universal symbol of workplace camaraderie. The aroma of melted cheese and pepperoni filled the air, and my coworkers were all diving in. The peer pressure was real. I saw them, blissfully unaware, enjoying slice after slice. A little voice in my head screamed, "Don't do it! Remember the burrito?" But a louder, dumber voice whispered, "Maybe it'll be different this time. It's just one slice." So, I gambled. I took a slice. It was cheesy, it was greasy, it was everything a pizza should be. For about 5 glorious minutes, I felt like one of the gang. I was normal. I was eating pizza. What could possibly go wrong? Well, fast forward 2 hours. The office celebration had turned into a personal crisis. The one slice had unleashed a level of digestive fury I hadn't experienced in years. I found myself making a desperate dash to the office's restroom, only to find my problems were just beginning. The sign on the door had the little wheelchair symbol, promising accessibility. The reality, not so much. I started to notice all the ways this so-called accessible stall was a complete design failure. It was a masterclass in what not to do. The grab bar next to the toilet. It was installed so high up and so far back, you'd need the wingspan of an albatross to reach it while seated. It was practically decorative. I even imagined pulling out a measuring tape. From the seat to the bar, an impossible distance. It was laughable. Then there was the toilet paper dispenser. Giant, industrial-sized roll placed so awkwardly that you had to perform a full-body contortion just to get a single square. It was positioned directly below the grab bar, creating an obstacle course for your arm. And the door. The door swung inward, of course. So if you were in a wheelchair, you'd have to be a magician to get in, position yourself, and then somehow close the door behind you without backing into the hallway. The space was so tight, the turning radius was a joke. The sink was outside the stall naturally, but the soap dispenser was empty, and the paper towel dispenser looked like it had been in a fight and lost. It was a cascade of failures. This wasn't just an inconvenience, but someone who genuinely needs these features. It's a barrier. It makes you feel like an afterthought. And there I was, in the middle of a gut catastrophe, getting a first-hand lesson in failed accessible design. My stomach was at war, and my surroundings were a cruel joke. After surviving the lunch disaster, you'd think I'd have learned my lesson. You'd think I would have waved the white flag, gone home, and curled up with a heating pad and some plain rice. But no, I had a date. A date I couldn't cancel, at an Italian restaurant of all places. It was like my digestive system's worst-case scenario tour. Italian food is my kryptonite. It's a beautiful, delicious cuisine that my body has decided is its mortal enemy. As we sat down and I looked at the menu, it felt less like a list of dinner options and more like an arsenal of weapons aimed directly at my intestines. I could see the trigger ingredients in slow motion. Camera in my mind zoomed in on a clove of garlic, sizzling in olive oil, a little warning symbol flashing over it. Then, a cascade of rich, acidic tomato sauce being ladled over pasta, another skull and crossbones popping up, and the cheese. Oh, the glorious, beautiful, forbidden cheese. A waiter grated a mountain of Parmesan over a nearby table, and I swear I saw little red alert icons materializing in the air. My date was talking, saying wonderful, interesting things, I'm sure. But all I could hear was a siren going off in my head. I tried to play it safe. I ordered the plainest thing I could find, something that seemed relatively harmless. But in an Italian kitchen, plain is a relative term. There's always a little hidden garlic, a splash of cream, a touch of something that my system will immediately identify as a foreign invader. The meal was a betrayal from the first bite. Every forkful felt like I was willingly poisoning myself. The evening was a blur of trying to look charming and relaxed while my insides were staging a violent coup. I was smiling on the outside, but on the inside, I was already planning my escape route and calculating how long I had until total system collapse. The rest of the night is a montage of regret, a highlight reel of my suffering. Scene 1. Me, back at home, collapsed on the cool tiles of the bathroom floor. One hand clutching my stomach, the other weakly reaching for a bottle of antacids. The fluorescent light of the bathroom felt harsh, unforgiving, illuminating my pale, pained face. Scene 2. Me, pacing my living room like a caged animal, unable to sit or lie down. The discomfort is just too intense. The TV is on, but I'm not watching it. I'm just staring into the middle distance, replaying every foolish food choice of the day. The burrito, the pizza, the pasta. It was a trifecta of terrible decisions. Scene 3. A close-up on my nightstand, which now looks like a field hospital pharmacy. There's the antacids, the gas relief pills, a bottle of peppermint tea, and a glass of water I'm too nauseous to even sip. It's my gut-pocalypse survival kit. Scene 4. Me, curled in a fetal position on my bed, clutching a pillow to my abdomen as if trying to physically hold myself together. I'm just whispering to myself, never again, never, ever again. This experiment in normal eating was a complete and utter failure. It was a stark reminder that my normal is different, and that's okay. Ignoring my body's needs isn't brave or fun. It's just a one-way ticket to a world of pain. Living with chronic gut issues like GERD, IBS, or food intolerances can feel incredibly isolating. You see everyone else enjoying foods you can only dream of, and it's easy to feel like you're missing out. You get tired of being the person who always has to ask about ingredients. The one who brings their own snacks. The one who has to say no to spontaneous food adventures. It can be exhausting, and honestly, it can be a real blow to your mental health. Feeling constantly bloated in pain or anxious about your next meal takes a toll. You start to see food not as nourishment or joy, but as a potential threat. Social situations become minefields. It's not just about the physical discomfort, it's the mental load of constantly managing it. If any of this sounds familiar, if you're fighting your own battles with your digestive system, please know you are not alone. And it's so important to reach out for help. So don't just suffer in silence. Talk to a doctor or a registered dietitian. It can help you identify your triggers and create a plan that works for you. One that doesn't involve spending your nights on the bathroom floor. I know if the stress and anxiety of it all are getting to you, talking to a therapist or a counselor can make a huge difference. There are resources available, and there are people who understand. Your health, both physical and mental, is the most important thing. You don't have to go through this war by yourself. Thanks for watching my journey into the heart of digestive darkness. Remember to take care of yourselves and your guts. Follow for more content, and I'll see you in the next one.